Welcome. Hello. Welcome. Snyder Cut trailer. Zack Snyder's Justice League trailer number 2. It is here. It arrived early. Zack Snyder, you beautiful SOB. Thank you so much for dropping it early. I was expecting 9:14 a.m., but here it is. I'm with Jake Berlin. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. It's a good thing that it did drop early, because if it was at the 9:14 spot that it was originally supposed to be, it would have just been you solo. Nobody else would have been available.
Oh man, that's like sad, but thank you so much for being here, man.
Yeah.
I am so ready for this trailer. Hopefully we get some Junkie XL music, some nightmare sequences, and more Black Suit Superman. Jake, are you ready, sir?
Yeah, man, I'm very interested. I'm very interested. Obviously, you know where I've stood with this whole Snyder Cut for a very long time. I've slowly since it all happened, I've just wanted it to be successful for him, because it's such a big deal for him.
Yes.
And people like you, because I know how important it is to people like you as well. Logistically, as far as looking at it from a film standpoint, there's obviously questions, but I do think that, I want him to be happy. I want the fandom to be happy. And I hope that the trailer is everything that we hope for. And I hope that I see what I want to see as well, as someone who's coming from the outside. And look, at the end of the day, it's a comic book movie. I want to see Batman kick ass. I want to see Superman kick ass. I want to see all these characters come together in a Justice League movie. And so I'm hoping that we do that. I hope that Zack Snyder's original vision, is everything that we want it to be.
All right. Well, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get this thing started. Let's go.
All right, man. Gio, try not to pass out, okay?
Trying.
All right. I will press play in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, wow. The way he yelled. You see that?
The bells been rung.
Mm-hmm.
Out in the dark,
God, I love that.
among the stars, the god is dead.
Wow. That's Themyscira. It has to be.
I had a dream. Almost like a premonition.
Nice.
I think there's an attack coming.
Wow.
My lord, this world will fall.
There he is.
I need warriors. I'm building an alliance to defend ourselves.
God, the graphics are so
How
much
do you know you're
better.
too
I'm so
strong?
happy about that.
If you can't bring down the charging bull, then don't wave the red cape at it.
You were sent here for a reason. And even if it takes you to
Oh.
your life,
Yeah.
find out what that reason is.
Black suit. There he is.
They said the age of heroes will never come again.
Nice.
It will. It has to.
We
I love
live
it.
in a society
Uh-oh.
where honor
Uh-oh.
is a distant memory. Isn't that right,
Uh-oh.
Batman?
Oh.
Wow.
Everything.
Wow.
Oh man, he knows we were looking forward to Jared Leto's Joker. You teasing us the whole way these past 2 weeks, man, and he made that the very final shot, man. Woo, that's a lot, dude. That's a lot to take in, dude.
And you know what? It's funny. As I was watching it, I was thinking to myself, this isn't your typical trailer where the first minute or so is kind of like a setup where you're seeing these characters come together and there's one music piece that's happening, and then somewhere in the trailer something happens and it flips the script a little bit, right? And you're getting a bunch of shots, like big moment shots that are teased or ominous music or something like that. That was like the back end of a typical trailer was essentially the whole 2 minutes of this trailer. and it's hard to dissect like a regular trailer because it really felt like it was a bunch of different shots throughout the entire 2 minutes. Like we're seeing a bunch of new things because we're going to be seeing 4 hours of footage, and it's all brand new stuff. And so he has to do whatever he can to make sure that we know that this is literally a brand new movie.
Yeah.
And so it's not a typical trailer. And so it's hard to react to it just because I'm seeing so many different visuals in my head. And this is the first time ever that I've already seen this movie. And then I'm seeing a different version of this movie. You know, it's a very weird situation.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you needed any more convincing that this is in fact a different movie, here you go. Okay, because Jake, correct me if I'm wrong. Was there one shot that you saw from 2017 at all? And
there was, but I'm not nitpicking on it.
Well,
there's a couple. The scene with Wonder Woman at the very beginning when she's protecting the people in Europe. That sequence in the room with the robbers looks to be in there, maybe in a different way,
but it looks different though too.
Yeah, and I saw her. She used her wrist cuffs, which is a scene that she used in the movie. But again, we talked about it when I think when this was all announced that this movie essentially you're going to see the same scenes, the same settings, the same locations, but they're going to be shot from a different point of view.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's different dialogue from the characters, even though like the perfect example I can show you is that, or tell you is the scene where Clark comes back to life, and he goes to Smallville to see Lois and his mother, and they're in the cornfield.
The farmhouse.
We saw that scene in the 2017 version. This one, we're going to see the same exact scene, but it's going to be different dialogue. It's going to be a different setup as far as the angles, how the characters are used. But it's the same location. And so fans they're going to have to be like, well, I can see it now. And it sucks because a lot of people online are going to be like, you talked about using different scenes, but the whole movie was essentially the same, just different dialogue. Like that's what he meant. A different scene means different dialogue because it sets the story differently. It puts the characters on a different path throughout the film. And of course, there's going to be new stuff that, like the whole Barry Allen stuff. We didn't see any of that in the 2017 movie, and we're seeing it in this.
Very little bit, but yeah,
yeah. And so people are gonna have to like knock off this notion of like what it means to be a different scene because the whole entire movie is going to be different dialogue, different character work, stuff like that. Even though it might be in the same location of where the last movie was.
Yeah, I'm with you. I can hear them nitpicking already, but you know what? This is Zack's movie. Literally, his name is.
It looks like his vision, man. It looks like his vision. I mean, of course, the 2017 movie didn't probably, and we'll never know, but it probably didn't have characters like Jared Leto's Joker or Granny Goodness or any of those characters. It was probably heavily Darkseid and Steppenwolf because it's supposed to be a 2-hour movie inside of a theater. This one almost feels like it's Justice League 1 and 2 together from what he was originally planning with those characters. So
oh yeah, he's definitely putting everything into this movie, you know, because he's treating it like there's no tomorrow, which with WB that could very well be the case.
Yeah. Now
HBO Max does bring a different, avenue of opportunity for Snyder in this Snyderverse, but dude, I love this trailer. I mean, how could you not? Because of the improved CGI, the black suit Superman. You get to see the real version of Steppenwolf, and I don't know about you, but I was pretty impressed with the way he was moving and fighting. Like that was one of my most anticipated, from this Snyder cut, was seeing the original Steppenwolf.
Yeah, I think the motion capture is where the big part of it is, right? Because when 2017 happened and that movie came out, we obviously knew that changes were made, and one of them was a CGI version of Steppenwolf rather than a motion capture version.
Mm-hmm.
And motion capture is 1,000 times better because you get actual movements from the characters. And a perfect example I can use is going back to the Clone Wars and Star Wars this past year, where Maul and Ahsoka's fight was motion captured in animation. And you could tell how real it looked compared to just an animated character being made. And that's going to be the same thing with Steppenwolf and Darkseid. And Granny Goodness and all these characters, they're all going to be motion capped. They're not going to be just CGI versions of these characters that are made on a computer. They're going to be actual people who are filmed in a suit, and then they're going to overlay a character over that. It's exactly what they did with Thanos. Thanos looked real. He moved real. It all looked very physical. And that's what we'll be getting with these characters. And that's a big part because of the biggest knock that movie had, outside of a lot of its issues, was the character of Steppenwolf. And it looks like that's the big thing that we're going to be getting new in this movie, outside of all the other stuff too.
Yeah, I'm totally with you, man. This is a trailer I'm going to be revisiting a number of times because I'm sure there's stuff I missed in there. But overall, it sounds like you're still as interested, if not more.
Yeah, I honestly, I've gotten to a point where I just want to see it. I want to see what he's able to do. As a film fan and a person who talks film online, I have to look at it a certain way and be like, okay, well, what do I have questions about? What, and then I do this with everything. Like I do this with all movies, right? It's not just because it's Zack Snyder's Justice League. So all you DC fans, don't come after me. But I'm just looking at it from a standpoint of being like, okay, I like what I saw here, and I should have questions here, or I really love the way that Jared Leto's Joker works, but is that scene going to work for me inside the movie? It may work for me as a trailer standpoint or in photos or whatever, but will it work for me inside the actual story? Will it make sense? Is it going to be necessary to the story? And that's where I'm coming from, because and we talked about it. This is his last shot at a DC movie. He's not doing any more after this. And so,
he doesn't have any more planned. He's not expecting to do any more.
And so he is putting everything he wants to in the movie. Will it come together as one big piece? Will it come together as one fluid movie? And I'm crossing my fingers it does, because I would love for him to end on the high note. Because he's going to be doing other projects that we're going to be noticing throughout the years. And I want to be like, well, he did this great in his Justice League remake or his movie, and I want to see him do it in this movie down the line. And so I'm hoping that it all comes together. And I'm hoping that I'm proved wrong with a lot of things. And I want to be able to sit down, enjoy the movie, and be like, wow, he did it. Like, he really did it, and he deserved to do it, and it was a success, and I enjoyed it. And like I said, it's a comic movie with superheroes that I've been reading since I was a kid. And I want to see them kick ass all together on screen, because I don't know when we'll get a Justice League movie in the future. I don't know when it's ever going to happen again.
Yeah, that's a big question, man. I'm with you. I'm not expecting anything after this. He's not expecting Snyder. He's not expecting anything after this. So it'll be interesting to see if this movie does really well. I really want to see what Warner Brothers does, because they're not really promoting this that much, man. It's HBO Max. It's Warner Media. Warner Brothers is kind of staying a little bit quiet, which they should be. That's another conversation. But yeah, man, I'm going to be revisiting, dissecting this trailer. I'm sure we'll probably talk about it a little bit on Now this upcoming Tuesday. But yeah, I mean, that's our thoughts, guys. That's what we think. Let us know what you think about the Snyder Cut trailer.
Real quick, Gio, I gotta plug something for you.
Oh yeah, please go ahead.
All you watching, if you're DC fans or superhero fans or whatever, I'm sure Gio's going to be hard at work today and tomorrow and the rest of the week, but he has a channel called Fandom United that he does all things DC. And he will don't doubt, probably be doing a breakdown video on this. And any kind of other reactions on his own channel. He was gracious enough to join me on Apocaflix to do this one. I know that he wanted to do one for Fandom, but so if you guys are interested in that, make sure you're following him on Twitter to get all kinds of good DC news and coverage, because he's doing it on the daily on Fandom United. And so you can kind of get good conversations and breakdowns and stuff over there. And then, yes, like you mentioned, we'll be doing it on Apocaflix Now this Tuesday. Jacob, Brian, and Keith will be able to give their thoughts because they're not here. We'll withhold any kind of information from them until then, because we do want to hear it on the show. And then this comes out, March 18th, right, Gia?
March 18th. I don't know what time. I don't care what time, though. If it comes out at midnight.
What's interesting is that's a Thursday. That is not a Friday. That's a Thursday, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And so you may see a watch along to that on this channel. Maybe not the day of, but we might all watch it and then do a second viewing. But if I work up the courage to do one with Gio on the first time viewing, you might see it here on Apocaflix. It'll just be a very long stream if that's the case. If you guys are interested in watching it with us, let us know. And maybe that entices us to do a little bit more. But yeah, so you'll be seeing some Snyder Cut here in the near future, especially Tuesday. Apocaflix Now will be covering it on Tuesday, so look out for that.
And if I may answer this question real quick about the aspect ratio. So from what I've read, Snyder wanted this ratio because it's what works best for an IMAX screen. So he's expecting Warner Brothers or Warner Media to give this movie a limited IMAX release where available, which if you're in an area where this is playing in IMAX, seriously consider it, because that is what he wants this movie to be seen in, the format IMAX. And if you're one of those lucky people, man, I envy you.
I'm surprised you're not driving to like Nevada or something so you can go see it in an IMAX theater.
I might do it if I have to fly out the country, you know. Well, that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on this Snyder Cut trailer reaction. Make sure to come back on Tuesday, this channel, for Apocaflix Now. I'm sure we'll be talking about it. And Jake, thank you so much for the kind plug-in. Thank you so much for joining me on this very exciting trailer day. All of you out there, be safe, be happy. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Snyder Cut Day. And we'll catch you guys next week.